Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter's coming, though, ladies.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
All right, so the Department of Government Efficiency has been a thing for about 2 weeks now, and I wanted to come on here and just talk about a few of the budget cuts that they have made, because some of them are actually insane. First off, the American taxpayer was paying $1.4 million a year to fund the National Bubble Wrap Stress Relief Study to find out if popping bubble wrap actually reduced stress. Next up, we were paying $2.3 million a year to fund the Federal Balloon Animal Trading Academy, teaching clowns how to fold up balloon animals. Next up is the National Pretzel Untwisting Initiative, which was costing us $600,000 a year to untwist pretzels for research purposes. And last but not least, the National Ice Cream Cone Structural Integrity Lab, costing taxpayers $700,000 a year, basically just studying the structural integrity of ice cream cones. I mean, my God, after finding out what the government's been wasting our money on, I'm coming to the realization that the Department of Government Efficiency should have been a thing like decades ago. And shout out to the DOGE update guy for all of this information.
This is what Democrats are fighting to save. $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street, $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash, $27 million to give gift bags to illegals before we deport them, millions to help Afghanis grow crops instead of opium. That program was such a success that opium production doubled. We also gave Afghanistan $300 million to build diesel fuel power plants, but they couldn't use them because diesel was too expensive. $200 million on a dam that was too unsafe to ever be used. We could have used that dam in California. $250 million on a road that was never used. We literally built a road to nowhere. Oh, and we gave Syrians $9 million for humanitarian aid, but someone messed up and it went to Al-Qaeda. $1 million for bat research in Wuhan. That equates to $1 million for each dead American. USAID was funding Fashion Week in Paris. France isn't even paying its NATO dues, and we're paying for their Fashion Week. USAID's a $40 billion deep state social justice slush fund.
Do y'all remember that one time when we gave $200 billion of our taxpayer money to this dude right here? Y'all remember that? Well, I mean, we didn't do it technically. We never even asked for it. Instead, they did it. And, you know, the old man that was propping himself up to be the president, they gave upwards to $200 billion of our money to this dude right here. Well, it turns out that this dude right here somehow doesn't know where the money went. That's right, folks. Out of $177 billion that was sent over to our buddy Zelensky over here, turns out that only around $70 billion, a measly little $70 billion actually showed up in his bank account. And now he's asking the question we should all be asking ourselves. Where did the money go? Now, some of us have our own theories. Some may call them conspiracy theories that are probably going to come out to be just the actual story of what happened to this money. But it's interesting how you now have the very individual who was benefiting from unearned money, our money, mind you, because somebody did earn it. They're called the American taxpayer base. They're called the American people, right? We paid for the continuation, the perpetuation of this war, right? I guess out of the goodness of our hearts, supposedly. And now, more than $100 billion of our money has somehow gone missing.
This is absolutely insane. Thank God for DOGE. I don't care who you voted for. You have to be glad that the United States government is finally being audited by somebody. Do you see all this money? And in response to this, the DNC are being consummate professionals.
To see some of the Democrats' staggering talent, they held auditions to run the DNC. Here was the first question.
So I'm going to I have a show of hands. How many of you believe that racism and misogyny played a role in Vice President Harris's defeat? Okay. So that's good. You all passed.
They still don't get it. They still don't get the fact that Kamala was just a terrible candidate. Honestly, this may be God-given. Because if Kamala wasn't so terrible, there wouldn't have been so many people who voted Republican this year that previously voted Democrat their entire lives. And if Trump never became president, we wouldn't get DOGE. And all that shit they were talking about that we've been paying for the past God knows how long, unchecked, all because nobody has gone through and made this shit transparent. You have to be happy this is happening right now. But back to the DNC. They think Kamala lost because of misogyny and racism. She lost because she couldn't answer a damn question. Do you know how many people voted for Trump that didn't want to vote for Trump? They just couldn't vote for her.
Will you pledge to appoint more than one transgender person to an at-large seat? And will you commit to making sure those appointments reflect the gender and ethnic diversity of the transgender community?
Since Carol wanted to ask us if would everybody here commit to that? Or is there anyone who wouldn't? Raise your hand if you would commit to what she just asked.
This is why y'all lost and why y'all finna keep losing. Nobody gives a fuck about this, man. Who cares about making sure a transgender person has a seat somewhere? Nobody cares. Can you do the damn job?
Okay.
It is my desire to be the next DNC chair. And I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, and your government is doing you wrong. You fight on, oh, you fight on.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
They had to stop the count. Gender violation.
Our rules specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced.
Y'all also lost because people are so tired of the identity politics, bro. And y'all thought, I'm not even gonna talk about it because I'm tired. Black woman this, white man that, straight white woman, black, lesbian, gay. Who cares, bro? Nobody cares what your label is, bro. And since we're doing a political episode.
So they tell us that Trump is the one who ordered federal workers back to the office, and he's to blame for separating mothers from their children. Do you see this date? March 1st, 2022. He used his State of the Union to call feds back to work. And again, August 2023. White House urges federal workers to return to office this fall. August 2023. He begged again for you all to go back to work. He's just been begging. And then federal employees just flat out tell Biden no. In April of this year, they said, no, we're not coming back to work. So here's the thing. Trump isn't the first person to tell y'all butts to go back to work. Here's the thing. He said it with his chest because Biden begged y'all for years to go back to work. He begged you to come back to work. And because you all didn't actually respect him or care what he was talking about, you just said, no, we're not going. But see, Trump isn't taking no for an answer. So either you go back to work or you don't have the job. That's the difference. But he was not the first person to tell you all to go back to work. Biden has been begging for years, literally. Check the receipts and stop lying. I'm doing these videos because I really do think it's the strangest thing to watch how liberals lie.
And the fact that our taxpaying dollars is paying for all of that bullshit, I'm not gonna get over this for a long time. God bless the transparency. God bless the internet. Oh, by the way, Trump is not playing that pronoun bullshit no more. And I also didn't know that you're allowed to put X for your gender on your passport. Well, that shit is over with.
So I just had a panic attack while I called the DMV to figure out if I could change my gender marker from X back to the assigned gender at birth. And this is the most invalidating thing I've ever had to do. But I want to be able to get a passport. And I want to be able to flee this country if I need to. So I'm going to do this, even though it's invalidating to me and who I am. I've tried to make this video like 5 times and I can't get through it without just emotions. But I need you to stay safe, my transgender family, because tomorrow needs you. And we will live to fight for the next generation. Even if we have to do some fucking invalidating. Please stay safe.
Trans people are not in fucking danger. You know what? You're in danger of having to live in reality again. You're in danger of not having your delusion validated. You just said it yourself. If you have to do some invalidating stuff. Invalidating? What needs to be validated? What needs to be validated?